I guess we should do a recap of chapter 33. Tabled for Two is part 1. This is where we're still coming off of Malia having that epic little fist fight at her graduation party, and this is the next day, and Chan had asked her to go to brunch with him, and she's getting up, honey, she getting all sexy-fied and everything. She's talking to Eva and Wendy on the call, they're just having a nice little dialogue, and she's just getting ready to go meet with him. He picks her up, he brings her a really beautiful bouquet of flowers, and he gives her some jazz about like what the colors mean and the symbolization, and Malia's like, oh, I'm done. Like, she was just, honey, she was done. She was like, take me, Lord Jesus, right now. We kind of see a little bit of Chan come out too. He had some ideas of, why don't you take your flowers upstairs and put them in water? He had the hungry eye going, and Malia's like, no, I'm going to keep him and admire him. He was like, you don't want me to come upstairs? So he kind of like had like a little, he had attitude, and it was like, oh my God, no, but we're going to go into that. So at that point, they get in the car and they have a little drive and they're talking, and he sees that Malia has some bruises on her body, and she's like, oh, I hit my arm on the table at the graduation. And so he started thinking in his mind like, okay, so she's still lying, huh? When's she going to tell me about that fist fight? And I'm like, I don't think that's none of your business, sir. We're just trying to establish this thing. I don't want to let you know how ratchet it can really get over here on this side of the street. Anyway, ladies, what were your thoughts about this chapter before we move on into questions? Let me mute myself.
Yeah, I thought it was cute, seeing Malia all excited, starting this new relationship, getting dressed, talking to her girls. You kind of seen the kid in her again, she reverted back to that teenager, getting ready for that first day. I thought it was really cute. And even seeing like the back and forth between her and Chan, it's kind of like, like you let a few red flags slide when you're first getting to know someone. So, we've seen that a little bit like, wait, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing yet. I'm not gonna say that, but just making them little mental notes and stuff. And I felt like when Chan had the breakdown of the roses, Malia was like, oh, does that come with cheesy bread? Because she was ready to go. But I really enjoyed this chapter. It was a cute little display of Malia's inner child character, and her and Chan, this relationship starting to flourish.
Now, see, if Chan had that cheesy bread, they probably could have went upstairs and put them flowers away, and then But he didn't have the cheesy bread, so
he needed cheesy bread and wings, to put them 1s and 2s on her.
Yeah, well, they were probably going to have chicken. But sir, you brought cheesy bread?
I'm putting that on a cup, right?
Yes, we need that on the merch. Like, you got cheesy bread. Okay. My thoughts.
Elisa, you about to turn into 7-Eleven for some cheesy bread. I'm done. I'm open all night for you.
I mean, like DoorDash might really happen during this little, during this podcast. I'm sorry. My thoughts, like, I think, this stuff with Malia, was cute. And, she's like a little girl, almost, like a teenager falling in love again and stuff like that. But it's Chan. Little bits of Chan is coming out. Even more, not just him being annoyed that they didn't go upstairs and then, no, you're going to see the doctor now. Like, like he already knew about the fight. He knew what was happening. And it's almost like a test. Like, let's see if she's going to tell me. And so I'm like, this cheesy bread or not, this man is diabolical. Like, he might need those wings and cheesy bread, But no, Chan got me concerned, actually. That was all I was thinking reading this. Like, it was cute. I'm sorry. Most of the chapter is going, over her feelings and how excited she was, and she's getting ready, and her homegirls are amping her up and all this, and so, which I expected. But then another little piece, almost like when, they had that drive and he got real serious for a moment, I'm like, oh man, that's the reason you don't want to go on a long drive with nobody. So, that's my thoughts, is my concern for Aaliyah with Chan.
I fully agree. She was so whimsical and taken back, and she was just so excited. Her girls were like, yes, girl, wear that outfit right there. Style profile. Like she was swooping the baby hairs and putting her hair up, and just really getting excited for this day. And everything was good, but baby, he was kind of like a little snappy, especially when it was like, well, you need to have that checked out. And she's like, oh, my wrist is, I'm having a doctor come. Do we need to have talks about people having daddy issues? Because I don't have any. I don't, and so I struggle with that. And I think a lot of women struggle with that. And you've seen it at the very end of the chapter where Malia's like, she didn't like how he was like demanding, no, you're going to see a doctor. I'm calling somebody over here. And she's like, is he always like this? And I don't want to say anything because I don't want to get him upset, but I'm over here steaming. I'm not no piece of broccoli. Like, I need to speak up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not a vegetable. I'm going to be mad about it. I'm going to be steaming. And I want to make sure he's okay. And it's that thing that, like, women really struggle with. Speaking up for themselves because I don't want to come off as an angry black woman. I don't want to be too masculine. Well, now I am fully embracing all of that aggressiveness, all that angriness, all of that masculinity. I'm going to embrace it. It's not as bad as people want to pretend like it is. Because if it's going to be bug repellent to get you off my ass, that's what we're going to do, right? So I just like, yeah, I would definitely say alarms were going off at that point for me. Because I was like, I'm not really feeling how you talking to my girl. Like I was upset. And again, like, Karina, you wrote this. Are you bipolar? I mean, I don't know. What I'm going to say is I didn't like the fact that I was like, I haven't read this chapter in like well over a year when I first published it. Right. So I'm like, I just didn't like how he was talking to her. Like, I mean, and it wasn't like it was super aggressive, but I guess when you can see certain warning signs and certain patterns, it does make you be like, oh shit. Like, what's going to happen now? Like, it really puts you on high alert, because if you've already been around one abusive person, whether it's male, female, family member, or a significant other, and you start to see little things, yeah, it was a little bit alarming. I'm like, damn, he tripping. What do you want to say, Kyrie?
I was just going to say, when you read a good book like Rose City, these characters really do come to life, these people are real in our world, because we be, woo. So no, you're not bipolar. This junk is real for us, and I mean, it takes a good author and a good writer to really bring a character to life, and you've really done that. So, yeah, it's amazing, even you get caught up in the story and be like, I wrote that was good, so it's amazing. Not crazy.
See, this is exactly why I love her, and I love y'all, because I'd be like, maybe there's something wrong with me, and you guys are like, no, you're fine. Somebody gets me, my tribe. So thank God for my tribe, because y'all are everything to me. Because I will go back and I'll read this, and I feel some kind of way, and I'm like, are you crazy for being upset with the character? Like, you created this, like, you didn't remember? No, I don't. Because I don't know if y'all know or not, but honey, Kyrie is a super author, baby. She got multiple books. Like, she cranks them out like it's a factory. I'm like, whoa, how do you move this fast? So yeah, she's got some new books out. I need you to drop that promo in here when you do the edits, showing all of the stuff where they can pre-order the other books and stuff. I mean, she got some stuff, y'all. Like, I'm gonna need a whole little slideshow of all of them so they can be like, ooh, 1-800-Build-A-Bae, huh? Okay, Build-A-Man, I want that. Okay, what we doing with Crimson Rose? She's got a lot of really, really good stuff. And so, again, because we do work on multiple projects, I don't remember all the chapters, and I read stuff and it's like, oh my God. Like, so yeah, Chan, I was really a little upset with him. And some people would be like, well, he's just concerned. And I don't think there's anything wrong with being concerned, but you definitely need to get consent. If I tell you I don't, I feel okay, and you're like, no, you're gonna do this, it starts to take me back to a father-daughter relationship. My dad could say, no, you're gonna do this, and I'm like, okay, Dad, like I know I have to do that. But last time I checked, I don't have one of those, right? Like, I don't have a father, you know what I mean? Like, he passed, okay? God, Anyway, he's gone. So if a man tries to show up, whether it's even my husband, like, listen, I'm a grown woman here, and we're supposed to be partners. And last time I checked, when you had a partnership, you weren't pushing people around. You weren't telling them what they had to do. You asked that person, hey, because I would have preferred for Chan to say, I am concerned that bruise on your arm looks really, really bad. It would make me feel better if you like had somebody look at that. Just promise me that when you go home tonight, like you'll put ice on your arm, you'll take some medication, you'll take it easy. And if your pain level increases over the next day or two, then I definitely want you to go and get checked out, because I don't want there to be something severely wrong. That would have been a better way to do it. It was like he had already called the doctor and he was telling her he gonna come through at 6. It was like she had no control over the situation. So that was scary. And then she was like kind of weird about speaking up about it. And I'm like, nah, sis, we're gonna have to work on that. Any more thoughts before we move on to questions?
Call me crazy, but I thought it was sweet. The way he said it did come off a little aggressive, but I still thought it was really sweet that he took initiative to, set up the appointment, call the doctor, and get her checked out. So, I thought it was really sweet. Because, especially, there's not a lot of men out there that take initiative like that, hey, whatever, do what you do, have my meal ready, and bend over when I'm ready. They don't care. So I thought it was sweet.
Come on, Alicia. Come on, Alicia.
Nope, I've said it a million times, and this is why I tell you both, y'all gonna end up in somebody's trunk. There was nothing sweet about that at all. You're not gonna tell me what you don't already said. No, because the doctor's gonna be there at boom, boom, boom. No, Kyrie, Karina, you know what? Okay. That's why y'all need me. Y'all
no, it wasn't no Karina, because I said I wasn't comfortable with his being bossy.
That other mess. No. I'm gonna have to be the one to be like, no, girl, that wasn't it. That, no, run now, fast, run. That's all.
I love the idea of being like, I want to make sure you're good, but it was the aggressiveness for me that was like, okay, it went from being a nice gesture to who the hell are you talking to? Like, I'm not. Who you talking to? Who you getting loud with now? That's what it was. It was like, it was a nice gesture, but when she said no, he should have just been like, okay, well, like, can we talk about it? Like, what is your pain level? And maybe it's the whole pre-med thing in me that'd be like, well, what's your pain level at? And is it swelling? Is it tender here? Let me, maybe he doesn't have those words, but I don't care what words you have. You better watch which ones you use for me, because you're not going to be talking to me like I'm the help. I'm not the help. I'm Karina, baby.
Why is that sweet?
I feel like it went from a nice gesture to something else, so.
I said he could have changed his tone, but just the thought of, the idea. All right, we're going to move on to these questions. Oh, I love you, ladies.